Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Welcome back to another episode of Do Not Relent. I'm Slidewhistle.
It's your boy, Immunization.
And it's me, Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag. Hit the Goom Nut Tree and you'll knock 3 points off of me.
Rockhawk.
Sometimes I just think about that one companion from the original Paper Mario game. I believe its name is Watt. It's just this little orb of electricity. I actually think about this more often than I should.
We were having a Paper Mario discussion before the show.
Yeah, it's one of those little guys that goes around the platforms in Mario World, and they're, for whatever reason, they're like, yeah, he's worthy.
But yeah, we started this discussion because I noticed that Tyre, the Fallen Father of Trade Chat, changed his Discord picture recently, and
Which, if you want to join our Discord and look at his picture, you can join it at donotrelent.com. Hot plug.
I really hope that inspires someone. They're like, I don't really like their content, but I do want to be in on this reference, so here I go.
Yeah, I want to talk about Paper Mario with all of them. So yeah, we just started talking about them because Tyre changed his profile picture to Dupless, the ghost from the second game.
You said his name.
You can't say that.
Yeah, that's a whole bit.
Speaking of Dupless, Pride Icon, we still have this is going to be the last week of our Pride contest. All you have to do is send us a picture of you in a spot that you think nobody has taken a picture of.
By that, we mean your character in World of Warcraft.
Yes, not your actual physical being in the physical world. Unless you really wanted to, but that's okay. We just want your digital characters. There's prizes. We're gonna give prizes. Also, hear me out. There's a sale now. There's a summer sale, and I was like, oh fuck, I don't know if there's gonna be a summer sale. So do we give out another prize?
I guess, yeah. It's kind of like what happened last time. If there's a sale, we just got to up the amount of prizes.
Now, I'm not gonna lie though. I do think if you win, you get to pick the gayest, the
gayest pet on the store,
but
and then also a shirt.
The gayest pet's kind of Ursoc now, but he's not on sale. But maybe we should still give away 2 pets. I think, right?
Maybe we can just make the third, the third run, the second runner up, the third place, just a little Ursoc then, because he's gayer than the other ones and a new edition.
We'll hash that out. Just send us your pictures. We'll handle the rest. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, you can submit your picture any way you want to us, whether that be to our email account, donotrelentpod@gmail.com, Twitter at donotrelentpod, donotrelent.com, our Discord, wherever you want, honestly. If you can find a way to get it to us, we will judge it.
Just Google Do Not Relent podcast, and there's a million things to reach us at that point, I feel like. And we're going to donate the equivalent money that we're paying for the prices to the LGBT charity that Blizzard's donating to, because their shirts, not all the good sizes, so we had to do our own.
Also, most of their official Pride merch kind of sucks.
I was about to say, not only was it the good prices, it was not the good design.
What can you do? Make your own content with your own prizes. That's what you do. But we got some Dragonflight news. We have a release date, everybody. It's official. It's official.
It's official and can never be changed. They have never, ever failed to meet the original expectation.
Well, let me just say that they are already tempered expectations by literally So first off, the big news is that they've released, you can pre-order it, and there are various versions, which we'll talk about. But the date listed with it is just before December 31st, 2022. So literally they're saying very vaguely this year?
I get it. But to pick the last day of the year, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, and it's... I guess I
they're
never
not
really
picking
thought
the last
about...
day of the year.
I never really thought about that. The fact that they're not actually planning for New Year's, and that's just them saying, it'll probably be 2022.
I'm trying to rack my brain. Why do I feel like this has happened before with an expansion, where they were like, it's going to be released before this date, and then it wasn't? Was that BFA? Was BFA promised a date that they pushed back again?
Technically Shadowlands.
And it's very reminiscent of Warcraft 3, Warcraft 3 Reforged had a date that they were like, it's coming, and then it didn't, and that got changed a few times.
Also, they're patching Warcraft 3. Do you see that? They're adding stuff to it. And I'm like, y'all are probably too late for this one. I don't know. I mean, but so they dropped all the stuff. You can pre-order it now. The launcher is doing that thing where it's like, now you own Dragonflight. And it's like, I guess, but I can't play it for a minimum of what? Who knows? 4 months? 5 months?
Well, according to their thing, it's a maximum of about 6 months, I guess. But like, if you think about it one way, if they actually are planning on releasing it this year, they're not going to release it the last several weeks because of the holidays. So they're, it pushes it until like probably early-ish December. So then just like the timeline's a little weird. I'm not buying into this whole Twitter like meltdown about it feeling rushed. I don't honestly think it's rushed. I feel like obviously they've been working on this shit probably for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they pulled a wad where they were like, okay, we're gonna smush some tiers together. We're gonna figure that out. We're not gonna have a 9.3, and we're just going to give them weird affixes on old raids to hold them over. And if we can hold them over long enough, we can work on Dragonflight and work on this shit. So I also think that it's well underway. People, these sources, I don't know what sources are. They're like, well, they said that they've been internal alpha testing. And I'm like, okay, well, who said that? I don't remember seeing that officially. I feel like people were saying that, but...
Wowhead posted an article about it. I mean, like, Wowhead doesn't mean that it is actually true, but they said that they had sources tell them that there is, and there has been, I believe now, 2 official instances of 2 releases of an internal alpha.
Okay, so then I think we're fine. Like, I'm also not in the camp that's like, I think this is too soon, because I think they've also had a lot of time with how long Shadowlands has been dragged out.
Yeah, they did not start development the day that 9.2 came out. They probably, as they saw people being upset with Shadowlands, they were like, oh, shit, couldn't be me, and just started like late 2020.
Or if the whole trope that there are 2 teams working at the same time, they could have been working on this during the entirety of Shadowlands since 2020.
I want to talk about the 2-team theory. Is that real? Because I feel like if that was real, we would know by now, right? They couldn't keep a lid on 2 separate teams for separate expansions for this long.
Yeah, because a lot of the Blizzard employees I see interacting on Twitter often refer to what team they are on, but it's usually just the different games. They just don't say the name of the game. And so I feel like there would be someone who's like, Team B of WoW is doing a great job, or like, proud that I'm on Team A.
Like the way that we talk about our raid teams in Uno Mas.
Yeah, because there's clearly a better one, am I right?
It's the one that's still raiding, baby. That's us. We're still going.
Oh, I just meant WoW development teams.
Oh, yeah. Well, the better one has been lost now. The argument is like, well, Shadowlands is better than BFA. Well, now other people saying BFA is better than Shadowlands. Like,
oh, I remembered what I was going to say. It's just that literally the people who are saying that them releasing the game this year will make it rushed, if they would have just come out outright to say that they're going to release it in 2023, these same people would complain about how long Shadowlands is going to be and how, like, unacceptable it is that they're making us wait that long. Like, you cannot please these people. They would complain one way or another.
Yeah, that's basically what would happen. It's the people that just want to shut on WoW because they know it's an easy target, it's an old game. They'll be like, I can't believe you guys are still playing this. This is what they ultimately would end up on. Like, who's still playing WoW?
Us.
Joe.
Dorno?
Mama. So yeah, let's think. Okay, so do you guys think November, late November, like December 1st?
Okay, so I guess moving backwards, here's my current theory based on this information. I know this is different than our theories that we released a few episodes ago, but we have new information. So I'm assuming early December release of Dragonflight, because they wouldn't release it the end of December. But this is just to maximize the amount of time that they have to work on it. So then maybe, how long is pre-patch normally? Like somewhere between like two weeks before, 3 weeks before, maybe even a full month before?
Legion felt like it was a month, but I know Shadowlands was 2 weeks, and I think BFA was 2 weeks as well.
Shadowlands pre-patch, I believe, was October. Yes, October 14th. October 13th for North America. Shadowlands launched November 23rd, 2020.
So
No
almost
way
a full
that was a
month, I
month.
guess.
I mean, maybe it was a month, and then just the last 2 weeks, they didn't give us anything new to do.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, because I remember we farmed our like little toy guy, like the ghost that follows us around, I think for 2 weeks, but then I think we're like, well, I guess we've done everything we can do for the pre-patch.
Yeah, okay, so early December Dragonflight release, early November pre-patch, and then how many months do we think Season 4 will be? Because okay, so maybe like August to November, is that too long for Season 4? Not long enough. That's kind of my prediction, though. Like, we'll get Season 4 in August at some point, we'll get pre-patch in November, and then we'll get Dragonflight in early December.
I think it's going to be a short patch for 9.25. Wait, is that what it is? 9.3? 9.4.
It's
Season
just Season
4.
4. It doesn't
saying
really have a
9. I
patch
wasn't saying-
number.
Because it will be a patch number, won't it?
No,
I don't think so. They haven't.
weird.
No,
At
because they announced Season 4 as part of patch 9.2.5, and they said that it would not release when 9.2.5 released, and they said it would release in the summer.
This is such a weird, like, this whole concept is so bizarre. Like, I like it a lot. It just, wrapping my head around it is still very difficult.
Yeah, I can see it being very short because this is the first time they've ever done this. They don't need to give you time to play a lot of new stuff. They're just like, hey, while you're here, a captive audience, goof around with some old stuff. So I could see them just kind of mucking about with that for like 2.5 months and be like, that was fun. See you next time.
And not only that, but, like, we know the fights. Most guilds that are still running are gonna know the fights. The FX is gonna add a little bit of a twist, but you're not really, like, learning that prog as much as you normally would be, right?
Yeah, but we're gonna have to relearn 6 of the 8 dungeons for Mythic Plus.
I don't think we're worried about that too much. I think that's more of just like a for funsy thing. Like, here you guys go. This would be something to do. I went back to get Legion's numbers. Legion Invasion pre-patch event launched August 9th. Legion launched August 30th. Now, I think if we were to compare things, I think it would be more on a Legion timeline, since Legion followed WoD and WoD was abandoned. So that's a 3-week pre-patch. So it's what, like a 1 to 2 weeks shorter than what we got with Shadowlands, which also makes sense. I'm thinking a November release date, like late November.
So you think that they'll just release it on Thanksgiving?
That's when Shadowlands came out. Shadowlands came out like 3 days before Thanksgiving.
That
I'm
is
pretty sure.
true. I was at Cubby Bub's house celebrating Thanksgiving whilst playing Shadowlands. We were like, ha 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 ha, stuffing, lol. And then we went downstairs to our laptops to play Shadowlands.
You know what's so fucking bonkers is that for the longest time, the three of us have sworn by, we're like, just because Shadowlands was pushed back a little bit, and just because it seems like they've cut like a little bit off the end of it, I feel like we pretty much always were like, they're not going to stray off of this two-year cycle. We're like, we're probably still going to get it in 2022. And like, here we are. Like, it's probably like very much so as Slide said here, it could be just 2 years after when Shadowlands released, even though everything that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I think if this season 4 thing works out, I think they may do this more in the future. Just end the last patch with a little goofy patch. You don't have to play it. If you're tired, take a break. And then the people that are playing, us who are always fucking playing, have something new to do and just to chew on for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, again, not technically a patch, but yeah. I also do hope that they use this in the sense that, like, in future seasons, I hope they just randomly tack on one random Mythic Plus dungeon from, like, a past expansion randomly. I feel like it would be so cool if, like, halfway through Dragonflight, they're like, ooh, Maw of Souls is also thrown in the mix now.
I would love that.
It would help trick oldsters to stay on. People are like, I hate the World of Warcraft and I hate my sub, but I do love Spring of the Eternals. that 3 boss raid from Mop, so I gotta stay for Mythic Spring of the Eternals.
They could 100% do that, and they could make it like thematic. We're messing with dragons now. Have a bronze dragonflight with a little hourglass. Be like, I'm turning my hourglass, and now you have to go to Shrine of the Storms. Good luck.
Chromie says, they keep giving me this huge hourglass, but I'm too small, and I keep dropping it. Oops, I do Kata stuff.
Oops, all Kata dungeons.
No.
Oops, I replaced every dungeon with the stone core.
I think the only hard part about that would be them with the timeline. It couldn't be too often, right? It would have to be very, like, infrequently, only because people have to learn the dungeons, and learning it for like 3 weeks would be horrible. So
I want it to be a mini event. I want it to be like November 16th to November 18th. Chromie fucked up. Mythic BC stuff. And then that happens and she's like, I picked up all the sand. See you later.
Okay, so realistically though, it would have to be ones that are somewhat in mind of like a challenge mode or Mythic Plus, so that's probably just Draenor and onward. But also, to clarify, I meant that like every Mythic Plus PvP season, they could shuffle in 1 or maybe 2 old school ones, and those can alternate between old school ones. That's kind of what I would envision. That's what I would want, at least.
Got it. So at every season at the new patch, I just like saying patch now. I got a big eye roll over here.
Only because I've said it twice now. Like this is season 4, but it's still patch 9.2.5. But that's it's there bad. They probably should have just rolled it all out at once. But I'm glad they didn't, because we got our portals.
Oh my god! Whoa! Yeah, we finished it. We got this is a little bit of a segue in the middle here, but we got our 20 portals finished. I still want to go back. I have to get my 3K conduits. I also now. We can try to get other people portals. This is what I've been waiting for. Now we can like try to spread these portals out there.
Yeah, because our team Mango Sour did it. You know, the Mad Lads themselves of Guardian Druid, 2 Feral Druids, a Boomkin, and a Holy Priest somehow did it.
They said it couldn't be done, and they honestly weren't that far off from the truth. It's not easy with this comp.
You know, with that comp, it makes me understand why, like, whenever we run anything, one person stubs your toe and someone gets on the comms like, I just wish we had B-Res.
Because we're so used to never not having it.
Because you could fuck up 4 to 5 times in a row and just be like, I'll just pick them up.
No, like, we run out of B-Reses, though. That was part of our trouble. But the fact that we never had heroism, we had to carry drums with us. And drums, as, like, until this comp, I never realized how much worse drums were than hero. It's half of a hero. It's like great value hero.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring this to the table. Can we buff drums again? Because they're giving druids.
Did they used to be equivalent?
They didn't used to be 30, but drums used to be 25. They used to be only 5% lower than a hero, so it was still better to bring a hero class. But you can still at least not fucking stub your toe and die. Like tyrannical 20s were so difficult without like a proper hero. We had 2 ferals, which actually kind of offset that because we have great single target to kill the boss. But some fights where you have to constantly move and shit, we're fucked, man.
I think maybe they could just give heroism to a few more classes. I don't know. Or specs.
It's my big thing. I think more factors, and you know what? I'm the intellect buff guy. I'm the hero guy. I should be saying, no, keep it exclusive because I want to be included. But give more of those abilities to more people so that, yeah, you're not gimped by just not having a particular person there. Or, like, raids aren't ruined because no one wants to play priest right now. So it's just like, well, sorry, everyone. You don't get this one little thing.
Yeah, I think they should bring back battle scrolls. We need battle scrolls again because in BFA, you know, you can get a 3% fort buff, a 3% int buff, warrior stuff. We didn't have a warrior. If I had that, we would have demolished these 20s with the fucking warrior buff on 2 ferals. We would have killed Heretical so fucking cleanly.
Yeah, and the thing is, I feel like yes, scrolls should be back. They should be more important because then it also makes the profession of inscription
anything
way more valuable.
But I think they should just buff drums because even if you give other classes heroes, you're still gonna probably end up with comps that don't have heroes, and then that sucks.
Probably still our comp.
Yeah, probably. Okay. This wasn't talked about. This isn't on the doc. Did you guys see that Asmongold asked Ted Cruz a question?
I did. I didn't see what question, but I did see.
Okay.
Also, it makes me a little sad that you pull him up. You pull him up under the guise of a World of Warcraft show. He is distinctly an Amber Heard Johnny Depp court case streamer.
Yeah. This is a real quick aside. Ted Cruz is doing this weird interview, Q&A, and Asmongold just casually asked him a question, and I'm like,
does Asmongold live in Texas?
Well, I don't know. No, it was over the internet. So either he was invited or his followers told him to go, or he really likes Ted Cruz. I don't think he does. But and so he asked Ted Cruz about loot boxes, and Ted Cruz was like, well, I don't think loot boxes are good. I don't think players having an advantage to buy stuff is good. Now, I will say I do engage in it sometimes because having the advantage is nice when you can afford it. And I'm like, hey, you can always afford it. You're a rich senator. That's the most Ted Cruz answer.
What games do you think Ted Cruz is like, I do love playing Dragon Ball Z Blast.
That's just that. Okay.
And
yes.
I'm upset when I don't get my Namek era Krillin.
He wasn't specific, but Ted Cruz said specifically, I don't play any of those MMORPGs, which makes me think Ted Cruz is playing MMORPGs because nobody asked him.
If he knew the phrase, yeah, and he mentioned it without provocation, my man definitely plays Black Sword Online.
You know, this whole thing has left me
also,
nearly
Black
speechless.
Desert Online, I'm sorry.
I don't know what to say here. Ted Cruz is confirmed a gamer? I don't know. Or is he an Overwatch player? Is he offended that they're being removed? Is that why this is freshly on his mind?
Well,
what character do you think
question.
Ted Cruz? What character do you think Carlos Theodore Cruz II? Hey, quick editing note. His name is Raphael Edward Theodore Cruz. Got the name wrong there, but just wanted to be on the record. Plays in Overwatch.
He's probably a widow main, so he can look at her ass
and
the entire time.
And why is it Ball?
I can see
that. That's pretty much what he does in the American Senate. He just annoyingly goes round and round and round, and even if you stop him, he has the ability to sneak out of there somehow.
And here we are in our mid-episode of a podcast within a podcast. Welcome to Immunization's Underwatch. On this episode, we will be discussing which character does Ted Cruz main?
I think it's Ball. I think those Aaron's Ball theory sounds too on the nose to not be Ball.
What is fleeing to Cancun if not? I'm looking at 100 health here. Need to roll and get a health pack.
But your widow theory also could be it. What is more Zodiac killer than a sniper that's really toxic to play against?
I think he just likes to stare at their ass. I think I want to look at this girl's butt. Is what he's looking at.
Fair enough.
Also, I think he's playing World of Warcraft. I do not forget, people, Steve Bannon. And I post this in trade chat all the time. Steve Bannon literally used trade chat to recruit people for his cause because he knew he saw how horrible it was. He paid people to do farming for him, to do gold for him over WoW. He had his own industry. He used them.
The American far right came out of Something Awful and the WoW boards.
It's crazy. But there's one guy in trade chat on Prodmar who, whenever someone brings up Ted Cruz, and he's brought up a lot in trade chat for some reason, but it's under the guise of everybody hates Ted Cruz, or not even Republicans like Ted Cruz. And this one guy is always like, that's Democrat bullshit. That's liberal lies. And I'm like, this guy's getting really defensive. Why is he so mad? That's gotta be Teddy himself,
That's
right? That's him.
Do you think being exposed to right-wing politics in World of Warcraft circa 2004 is what sprung Ted Cruz's foray into politics? His first, government-held position was in, 2003. So, I don't know. It could be there. Maybe this is in the beta or something.
Not even just WoW. Any game in 2003, honestly. I feel like if you're a white man of this age, you could succumb easily to any of that kind of stuff, right? Gary's Mod? There are some bad Gary's Mod servers going around that he was in, probably.
It does make sense why sometimes he refers to Houston as just, that area south of Desolus. And everyone's like, what? Are they talking about the desolate places? And he has to cover his mic like, Teddy, you can't do this. They're not epic gamers.
I have to go look at Ted Cruz interviews to find hidden WoW references. But I'm going to try to get us back on track here with the time warp so we can get back to some WoW shit. This is a time warp. If you're new, they have 40 seconds to give me as many correct answers to the prompt I will be asking them. Are you two ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
My question for this time warp would be everybody's favorite topic, the mission table. I want you two to name me as many companions as you can from WoD, Legion, BFA, or Shadowlands. On your mark, get set, go.
Croman.
Hogger.
Croman.
Crane.
Hogger. Meatball. Theatar. Nadja the
Nadja.
Mistblade.
General Draven. General Dr. Aven.
Bogrin. Dreamweaver.
Pelagos. Clea. Mika Nika
Braun.
Nikonos.
Sika. And many.
Groom Kruik, probably.
Globular.
Belguar.
Kalikos. Archmage Bedor.
Love the Groom New Kruitt call. She 100% is a follower, and I'm so happy you mentioned her.
And I cannot possibly forget our sexiest NPC of the week. And also do not refer to them by the incorrect pronouns.
I believe Immune won that. Only because two of the names Aaron said, I was like, is Grobular a real follower? I have to check the notes
I
to
don't
make
know.
sure.
There was one in Maldrexus I saw today that was just like a big blob, and his name was like Globular or Globulon. It's not like I know him, but I was just like, there you go.
There's so many that obviously I'm not going to name them all, but my favorite is looking at the WoW followers. Okay, Immune, you ready for this? I'm going to expand the Alliance followers right now. I want your live reaction on mic. I'm muting mine, unmute yours.
Okay, I'm ready. Oh my god, what the fuck is this shit?
Is there a lot of them?
There's so many. Oh my god. There's more and more. What the fuck? Wait, what table is this? Is this WoD, you said?
Yeah, WoD is absolutely insane. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but the amount of Garrison followers just for one faction, this has got to be like 150 names. Am I overestimating that? Maybe I am, but it's a lot of fucking names. Who the fuck's Bergie Blackheart or Dag Stone Circle? Kima and Lena? Are they sister shamans? Larry Copeland? Who's Larry Copeland?
That sounds like a real person name, which means maybe they need to get him out of there. I'm sure Larry Copeland was like, it's a funny priest and a rabbi walk into a bar type joke here at the office.
Under the speculation section, it says he may be related to Sean Copeland and Sheenus Copeland. Are these other followers?
I was gonna say I'll scream if they are other followers.
So Sean Copeland is also known as Lorology. Oh, it's a member of the team.
Ooh, there you go. He's a real person. He got canceled. He's got to get out of there.
No, he didn't get canceled. He got. Oh, okay. He's just been sick. He has like a disease. Ooh, sorry, Sean Copeland.
Oh,
anyway.
sorry, Sean.
Okay, so do what you're gonna do.
Here we go.
What do you got? What are you drinking?
Got some sort of fruity drink that the missus got. It's an all-day lemonade. I can drink these all day.
Okay, before we go back to the beginning, I want to talk more about the Dragonflight box. Should we do Growl on the Prowl here before we go back? Wait, got a finger.
I mean, before we go to Growl on the Prowl, I just had to clarify, was that a Hillary Duff reference?
No. At what point did I say it was a Hillary Duff reference? It could be. I can say yes.
He said, let's go back
to the beginning.
I'm losing my Pride Month status. I was just being factual. I was not at all being a duffhead, and I'm so sorry to leave the duffheads on. I wish I was. I really do. He got so excited. Did you hear how excited he got? All right, let's go back. Wait, no. We have to bestow an honor upon a listener right now. The Shadowlands box can wait.
Yes.
Tajurla is a champion of the DN Army. We need to give her a military title of the DN Army. What is she? A lieutenant? SU high.
I don't know military titles. Does Sergeant Tajurla sound good?
No,
she is Master and Commander Tajurla, the highest rank that we can give. She, for any of you who were listening last week, at the end, Slidewhistle was like, ha ha ha, what if someone counted up all the TTBB MMs and gave a loadout? And we said, you fool, you fucking child. No one would ever do that. Well, she did.
Okay, how do you feel about... We have two options here. Do we want to give her Staff Sergeant Tajurla, or do we want to give her Master Sergeant Tajurla, or Command Sergeant Major Tajurla?
I gotta go with the Herculean effort she put into accumulating this list. She's got to be Command Master Sergeant Tajurla.
Command Sergeant Major Tajurla is your new title, the DN Army.
We have also declared June 21st as Tajurla Day, or should I say, June 21st is Command Sergeant Major Tajurla Day.
This is a mouthful. I love it.
So yes, as Erin said, she completed a list. There were some stats about this that were very interesting. Again, join our Discord if you want to see that discussion. But overall, personally, I learned that I'm the most negative by far. I've had 51 bottom boots, and you guys have had 27 for Slide and 25 for Erin. So that's like, I almost have you guys combined with bottom boots. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me over here. I mean, Tajurla responded with saying it was the Mage Tower, or maybe it was Jamunky, or both of them. But I'm like, yeah, that's true. The Mage Tower really fucked me up probably for the rest of my life.
It wouldn't be 25 weeks of Mage Tower bottom boots, though. It'd be 5, 6. You know what I mean? Week-wise. I think you just find the bad side of life sometimes, and wow.
It's just a gift. Sometimes you look past the silver lining to just see the big stinky cloud in the middle.
And you have me, who has more Augas than you two combined. What's up with that, guys? What the fuck's going on with your Auga count?
I mean, because you do them when you're not supposed to do them, and we get mad at you at them. Honestly, that's probably why I have more bottom boots. My bottom boots are you doing Augas when you shouldn't have them.
I got a spoiler for you guys this week.
You cannot Auga. It was 2 weeks ago. You have so long to wait.
We'll see when we get there at 30 minutes.
Anyways, our most common trifecta is obviously a triple top toot. That's happened 40 times. And we've only had a triple medium moot once, which is very interesting to me. There's been 15 times where we've had one of each, and we've never had a consensus triple bottom boot.
I hate that we know that, because now I think we're going to be gunning for it. We can't. We have to play purely.
When I was formulating it today, I was like, what's that going to do to my stats? I don't want someone to think I'm too negative. I also don't want to think I'm a ponce, and I'm always a happy, slappy kind of guy.
Your medium moot's going to be, this list existing, now that I think about it all the time.
Damn you, Command Staff Sergeant Tajurla. You've ruined me.
Command Sergeant Major. Let it be known that she is the second highest enlisted rank in the Army, the DN Army. Only above her is Sergeant Major of the Army. I don't know. That's for later.
That's not us.
It's not us. So now we're going to keep our own spreadsheet. We're going to keep the data. When I say we, I mean Immunes. We're going to keep the data.
But yes, thank you, Tajurla, for your efforts. We told you not to, but we appreciate that you did it, because none of us were ever going to do that, and that probably took a lot of time, so...
All I'm saying is we gotta have somebody else fact check it to make sure. We gotta double check the work. I'm not gonna do it. You guys Don't do
Do
it.
not continue to put this shit on our listener slide.
I'm not putting anything. I'm talking into a microphone. I'm doing a podcast thing, okay? Okay.
Oh my god.
Let's go back to the box.
We're a regular Jonas Rogan over here. We're ruining people's lives by just absentmindedly talking into a microphone.
Oh god, that's kind of scary to think about.
I never want to be compared to that person. Thank you.
Did you know they recorded Thriller on that same microphone?
Dude, I don't want to hear that any fucking more. Stop. That's all I hear fucking Super Mega every fucking week. They talk about that fucking microphone. Okay, so let's go back to the box. The very good looking box. There's 3 digital versions, right? Base, heroic, epic. Did I miss one?
Yes. That is correct.
So the base one is like $50. I'm rounding up. They're all like $49.99 or something stupid like that. But yeah, for $50 you just get the base pre-order. I believe the only thing you get for that, for doing it before it actually being released, is you get the Drax pet, which is cool. It is very cool in its own right. But I believe that's the only thing that comes in the base edition, besides, the game.
The only problem I have with Drax is that everyone keeps putting that thing on him that makes him big, and he becomes bigger than me. And it's very scary to be walking into a room and all of a sudden there is an enormous 8-foot tall baby dragon man there.
I guess I haven't seen anyone use Drax. Is he like just abnormally taller than other pets at a base level?
I think it is. Yeah, I think he's like 2 feet, 3 feet tall. Like he's like a little man, maybe the size of 2 her cousins.
Okay, whoa, wait, we have to go back. I've never thought of WoW characters in like feet. So are you saying that
we did?
How tall is Garlina?
7 feet tall.
We did? We already did this? What do you mean we did?
Well, someone used pixels and voxels to not player characters,
this does sound familiar.
To analyze like the heroes, and like Geneth and Greymane in Worgen form is 10 feet tall. Every hero is between 6 and 7 feet tall.
We have to revisit that because that sounds familiar, but I think it's just fun to look at.
Yeah, Gallywix, smallest little man, hat included though, was like 5.5 feet tall. So everyone is bigger than you imagine them to be.
Well, the hat is probably like 2 of those feet.
Gelbin was 3.5 feet, which is like bigger than I would expect of a gnome for people like, you're the size of Mishu.
Mishu. Okay, wait. So base edition is $50. Heroic is $70. That's my guess based off of what I bought.
Yes, heroic is $70, and it includes the Dreamweaver dragon mount and the Mercastraza pet, and also a 60 level boost.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the boost was in that one. Okay, so Mercastraza is just like a Murloc version of Alexstrasza. Love it. It looks just like her.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. It's very quirky and fun, but like I genuinely appreciate it. But then obviously the heroic one also has everything in the base version as well. And then we move on to the epic version, which is then $90-ish. Well, these are all USD, by the way. Canada's more, which Honors always complains about.
Yeah, how much? Okay, if you are a Luxembourg listener, and I know you're listening, Luxembourg. How much does this cost you? Like, what is the price for these things in Luxembourg? Like, I am actually legitimately curious.
Yeah, I wonder what I was about to be like, it's 90 doodles, but that's like the lowest caliber of joke is like, their money sounds funny. But yeah, like, what is the inflation rate?
They probably just use euros, right? Oh man, they're gonna be really mad at me if they don't use euros.
They're gonna be kicked out. It's like you'll never be invited on. What was the show you were on yesterday? Oh, Brussels sprouts.
No, they use euros
You'll never get invited again.
They use euros and they used francs. We're good. We good, Luxembourg. How many euros does this cost? I guess anyone could tell us that in any other European country.
Anyone in the European Union could tell us this, but in particular, we want to hear from our Luxembourgian fans.
Anyway, so the Epic Edition, you get everything before. You get 5 color variant Wings of Awakening, which are back pieces like capes. They're just dragon wings that are the 5 Dragonflight colors. You get Diadem of the Spellkeeper. Oh, I didn't know I had the description. A crown once worn by Sindragosa herself. I don't know where that. This head slot transmog radiates with the magical energies of the blue Dragonflight. Now, this one's kind of weird to me. Why can't I get 5 colors of this? I get she wore it, but why can't we get some color variation to match the wings?
We need to kill some more dragon ladies.
I can see that.
Line up 4 additional dragons. I'll take them out one by one and get their diadems.
And we get the Time Walker's Heartstone, which is a Heartstone that when you use it, you get like bronze Dragonflight, like sands spraying over you and out of your hands. And now it's interesting that the Heartstone specifically is sandy time based. Is this a hint that we're getting more to look at for the bronze Dragonflight? You could argue like, well, the blue Dragonflight got a crown and the green Dragonflight got a mount, but I don't know. The Heartstones are normally pretty like on point, I feel like.
Okay, I think you're onto something there, because the red Dragonflight got a pet in Mercastraza, kind of. The green Dragonflight got a mount in that dragon mount. The blue with the diadem, and the bronze with the Hearthstone. And what is Drax? I haven't actually seen him.
He's dark, so he could be a black dragon.
I think he is a Dragonflight. Oh, wow, they hit all 5 marks, so never mind. I honestly did not even realize that until you just said this, like, right now. And even if Drax isn't about Dragonflight, I think if there's anyone that doesn't get anything, it's them. They've been the worst, right?
No, but they're trying to hype them up. That's the one thing you get for cheap.
Ooh, you're right, though.
That they snuck the blue and bronze and other later dragons and later things because they're like, fucking, they got whole areas, expansions. Black Dragonflight can't get shit in this house.
Wait, wait, there's other editions? Okay, probably because I own they include Shadowlands pre-orders in some of these higher ones. Complete Collection, Epic Edition, Ensorcelled Everwyrm, Vestments of Eternal Traveler, 2 character boosts, 1 is Shadowlands to 50, and 1 Dragonflight to 60. So you can pull a real bludgeon if you want to and boost the same character twice.
Yeah, these are to encourage people who are just coming back now as well, I believe. Because, like, we personally know a few people who are, like, considering coming back now, like, Hacky's considering coming back, and you actually use that really weird feature that they've introduced. You should tell the listeners about how fucking weird that was.
Oh, yeah! Okay, so if you haven't heard, because apparently it was only certain people, and apparently I'm finally included in something fucking VIP at Blizzard, they sent emails to accounts that were flagged as eligible to recruit 5 friends who haven't played since May of 2022. May isn't that long ago, honestly. Like, why is it May 2022?
That's like a month and a half ago at the most.
There's no way it was 2021. It has to be 2022. Because, like, yeah. So I was like, anyone need this code? And if they use it, if they give me their B tag, right, I can put their B tag in this list. And when I put it in this list, and when I send it, they will get a free month of WoW. I will get 1 free faction transfer. I think if I do all 5, I don't remember the
I believe it was each one you get a faction transfer. It almost sounds like WoW's like, expert player that you are, we know you got a fuck ton of characters and you want to make them all ugly now. So tell you what, here's 5 free flips.
Oh, wait, I wonder if they use achievements as have you guys completed A Tale of Two whatever, where you have a horde? Okay, so Aaron could do it. So why didn't you get an email?
Because they hate me.
That honestly could be it. Or maybe it's number of alts. They're like, this guy has a fucking million characters.
Well, the thing is, I have a million characters, but they're not active. Like Pro Jared, Heidi, Conrad, or whatever. Like, they all exist. I just don't play them.
I have a theory. I think you were chosen because you're the one out of all of us that has recruit-a-friended the most, even if it's just yourself.
Excuse me. Even if it's not myself, I definitely have still.
No, I agree with you. Like you've recruited. Like okay. So what I'm saying is you've recruited a lot of people. Like I think you recruited me.
You have
and Aaron,
3 or 4 legitimates,
and then
you also have 3 or 4
yourselves.
Of yourself.
Excuse me, I don't appreciate you cutting me off trying to defend myself against your shadiness and then providing the facts that you already knew in the first place. So I don't want to hear it, okay? You wouldn't be here in this game without me, and don't you forget it.
Hey, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for roommate Mike. Roommate Mike's the one who convinced me.
There's no Mike. Mike's not here. But the thing is, okay, so to do this, now you would think I would be able to send individual names whenever I felt like it, because what am I going to do? Get everybody into a board meeting at once to get all their names? Well, that's what they wanted you to do, actually. They wanted you to have a board meeting with your friends.
Yeah, because the application form to send this in, it asked you to list like the 5 friends you're trying to recruit back to the game all at once. And once Slide submitted it, that was it. He couldn't do it again.
Yeah, so I was like, I asked on our Discord. I mean, I guess, honestly, I should have asked over this right now before in the previous weeks. I haven't thought about it because it was such a weird thing. And I'm like, everyone I know isn't playing the game, so who cares? But I guess I could have recruited, like, listeners to be in. So Hacky gave me his name. He said he wanted to play. He was waiting for Shadowlands to go on sale, which it is on sale now if you're also interested. And once I sent it, that was it. It was like, thank you for sending that thing. And I'm like, I can't do any more. I opened it again, and it was like, you've already used this link. In what world would I have 5 B tags on hand, ready to go?
So, like, did they expect you to, like, campaign to a bunch of people and be like, hey, would you be interested in coming back to WoW? And then Hacky would be like, yes, I would be interested. And you're like, hold on a minute. I need to go find 4 other people. I'll be back to you in, like, 3 to 5 business days.
Here is my email address. I'll be sending you the invite to a Zoom meeting, which will be held this Sunday at noon, where you and the other 6 applicants can give me your information.
Yeah, like, once I recruit somebody. Now, you know what? I bet you what they wanted people to do was go to Reddit. There were forums on Reddit of people being like, anyone got any of that free stuff? And I'm like, no. The subreddit for WoW is a shit hole. Everybody's like, I hate this game. This game's bad. I'm like, I'm not going to give you my fucking time. Fuck you. Go to our competitive WoW.
You could have just left it at Reddit as a shithole.
That's very true.
I mean, because if you go to our competitive WoW, it's also a shithole, but in a different way. They're like, like, if you don't have 3K yet, just, like, make a warlock and, like, plug a few 26 keys and you'll be there in, like, a minute. And it's like, wait, what? What are you saying right now? You're so out of touch.
That's legit advice. I can't believe that they say that in there.
Also, this whole situation just makes me think of those Nintendo commercials where it's like, the Switch is now portable. You can bring it to your friends. And it's always like one hit person going to a roof party and being like, have you guys played the Mario Kart? And they all play it on the bench. It's you, except you're lugging your huge rig. Like, have you epic guys played the World of Warcraft? Whoa!
Come back, play some more.
Whoa, I can't believe it! And then, like, they're, like, clapping their hands and hooting and hollering as you run your dailies. That's the situation that Blizzard thinks people are in daily.
Honestly, though, with how out of touch they are, because, dude, I can't even imagine trying to recruit, like, older people right now. Blizzard has such a bad name right now with all the lawsuits and sexual assaults. You know what I mean? It's not a good time for me to be like, hey, everybody, come play this game with me.
I would think old fans, older people are the only people who would be willing. You get any Zoomers in the chat, they have Twitter. They know what a dingleberry it is. Your only hope is to get people who are like, I did love StarCraft 1. Let me get back in there.
Also, I don't think Zoomers or Youngers really, like, even play MMOs. Like, no. I feel like it's rare. I feel like if they do, they are at the very top of the game. But otherwise, I feel like it's rare.
I think a lot of Zoomers play this game.
Or they're, like, the kids or younger brothers or sisters or, like, people that were directly related to people who have already played the game.
I do always see people in /4 who are like, just figuring it out, first time ever. And I wanted to be like, how? Like, what gets new people in there?
I mean,
other than roommate Mike.
I had a person that was new in my time walking dungeon who was like, never tanked before, trying it for the first time. I bought a boost and here I am. I think people underestimate the stay power of this game, which you shouldn't because it's fucking 18 years old. I think Zoomers are playing this game like hell, and they are what the mythic top end is. They're not going to sleep. Anybody over 30 cannot afford the mythic raid without much pain to their body. You know what I mean? Or not having this be their job.
No, because people like us, if we were in the race to world first, like it would be our job, or we would be like, we need to take 2 weeks off work at least, probably. And then like with this last one, I remember it being a big deal where a bunch of European people one of the teams, they like lost like some of their main people because it took too long and they didn't have any more time off of work.
All I'll say is at the last BlizzCon we were at, or maybe the second to last BlizzCon we were at, we met some of Papa Cheese's raid team, and they were babies. They were like 18-year-old like high schoolers because they had all time in the world. That's a mythic raiding team, so who knows? Let's go back to the beginning and bring back our sexiest NPC of the week, who we've already discussed well over this podcast.
Ooh, and we are talking about the only Dragonflight pre-order we haven't discussed about yet fully. And we're talking about the physical collector's edition, baby. Oh.
That's right.
We have returned to the world of consumerism to, you know what, I was about to say do our first real life physical object, but I know that we've done one, at least one, if not two beforehand.
This collector's edition box looks so fucking good. Like the Shadowlands box is great. It's got that like Charizard limited edition foil to it. So they sold a box for, it was the Ragnarok statue. This box reminds me of that, but way prettier. It's got like accents to it. Is that Alexstrasza or just a dragon? I thought it was Alexstrasza looking at that.
Yeah, I mean, I would be tempted to agree with you because she is the main one of the expansion. Also, yes, the design does match the Alexstrasza that's on the mousepad that you get with it. So yes, Alexstrasza is on the cover of it. Also, I just want to say that I'm glad that they're still doing physical collector's editions. I feel like I'm always a little bit worried that they aren't going to do them anymore because, like, you know, the big thing before is that it'd just be like, that's how you would get the disc, right?
Yeah, also, did we just get spoiled? Yo, okay. The pin collecting set, right? There's 5 pins this comes with. The 5 Dragonflight leaders. Aaron, name the people on these pins.
I'm going to assume Kalecgos, Alexstrasza, Wrathion, Nozdormu, and I'm going to say Ysera. I'm going to say they dropped the ball and put a very clear Ysera pin.
Not only is it Ysera, it's labeled as Ysera. Now, I understand.
That's so sad. R.I.P. Marita.
Right? I understand Ysera has more name pull power than Marithra, but Ysera's dead in the Shadowlands.
And it's not just like that they were like, we're going to make these pins with the original leaders because that wouldn't be Wrathion and that wouldn't be Kalecgos, right?
Correct. It's Ysera. So Ysera, is she going to literally come back and be like, all right, Marithra, move over. I'm back.
So, you know, the thing is that, like, yes, I think this might be a spoiler, but also they've kind of planted it with, like, the whole Ardenweald storyline where she's like, I will fly across Azeroth's plains once more, if they will it.
And looking at this whole picture now, it's the mount. The mount is always the spoiler for the expansion. What is the mount? It's a green Dragonflight vine-encrusted mount. I'm calling my shot right now, 6 months maximum in advance. The opening cinematic will have the great sacrifice that is required for Ysera to come back, that Ysera told Chandris about in the Shadowlands, and it will be like Ysera somehow emerging back into Azeroth with the Winter Queen's blessing to be like, move, Marithra, I'm back to go home.
I could very easily see the pre-patch thing being like, oh no, the dragon cultists, oh no, the primals, they appeared, we were not ready for them, they've blown things up and they've killed Marithra. And she's like, oh, I'm going to use my spirit to bring back Mom. Oh.
We cracked the code. We've never been wrong before. Ysera's coming back in the opening cinematic. Mark it down on your calendars, everybody. December 31st, 2022. And the next patch.
Because that'll definitely be the time. But, like, okay, so I agree that, like, yes, Ysera is coming back. But I feel like for any of the, maybe, like, one of you out there that are Marithra stans, this feels so bad. Especially if she has to be the one that sacrifices herself to bring back Ysera. She might not be. But, like, they said that the sacrifice would be great. So it has to be someone notable, which also makes me feel like it wouldn't be Marithra because she's not notable.
Some people, I think Thrall's Balls may have said this about it possibly being Malfurion or him doing it and, like, being happy. Wasn't it when you guys were on there? We're just talking about, like, Malfurion.
Yeah.
Okay, now,
Yeah.
I am not a Malfurion hater. He's my father. He taught me all the magic I know. I could see the opening cinematic being him doing some heroic thing to be like, I will die and give my life for Ysera. In, like, a fight way, though.
Fuck. Can you imagine, and I don't know if she stuck around, can you imagine if you went back and this event happened and he died and then Tyrande came back from the Shadowlands and she's like, first thing I'm going to do is give my husband a big hug. And then you have to tell her, like, sorry, but your mom's here.
I would actually hate that because they are constantly doing this to, like, the women characters of the game, putting them under such weird high stress. Like Jaina literally, like, had, like, her mind cracked in half, had to face her dad's ghost, had to do all this shit, and at the end to be like, I am above fighting the Horde because I can respect that we're two people. Whereas Tyrande has gone through the same thing where she wants to just absolutely murder Sylvanas for killing her people, and then she'd be like, you know what? Maybe just pick up some ghosts for us in the maw, and it'll be fine. Comes back, husband dead.
I mean, to be fair, sentencing Sylvanas to that is something that probably would take an eternity. So it's probably sentencing her to an eternity of collecting souls.
Still, she was so merciful. Just cut her head off. You know what I mean? Just cut her head off. Also, this box is really fucking sexy.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is theory crafting is all fun and everything, but I want to talk about the fact that there are gray aspects of this book-looking box. If those are actually, like, raised and I can run my hand over them, I will cream my little jeans.
I was thinking the same thing. I just want to feel the detail on these. Please, okay, Amin is currently touching the boxes we have on our shelf. How is the raised feel on any of them?
Okay, for reference, the Shadowlands one does have raised edges that you can feel off of the decals on the front-facing sides.
Can you tell me why I was trying to figure out this entire time what our third box was? How did I not? I couldn't tell from the site that that's the BFA box. It doesn't look BFA-y to me. It looks Shadowlands-y, right? The color is the exact same that they use for the non-hollow parts. Why isn't it like blue and green, or like blue and green and like Zandalari colors in the back? You know what I mean?
You would have expected it to be blue, one side heavily blue, one side heavily red, right?
Oh, but yeah, make it like, I guess the inside was all of like Horde and Alliance. It's just weird. It's just very dark color.
Yeah, it's very much so, like, the color scheme is very much so like what's the forge that you were in with Magni, where the Heart of Azeroth was powered up?
The Forge of Hearts, the Forge of Souls, that guy.
Yeah, it's very much so a color scheme of that.
Chamber of Heart? Chamber of Azeroth?
I think it's a Chamber of Heart. Like, that sounds wrong, but I think that's it.
Wow, it's been so long. Anyway, these boxes are ugly as fuck compared to this beautiful, sexy, and hopefully raised beast.
Also, I just want to say that, like, not only are we naming the box itself the sexiest NPC, but it also includes the artwork of Dragonflight book, which, like, I'm always a fan of these books. It includes those pins we were talking about. It includes a mouse pad with Ysera, with Alexstrasza in and out of her dragon form on it, which, like, already there, one sexiest NPC that we've already named on it. Also, wait, this box alone has, I believe, 3 sexiest NPCs in it, because it has Alexstrasza, both as a pin and on the mouse pad. It has Caligos as a pin, and we've named Rathion, right?
Yeah.
I thought for a second there, I thought you were gonna be like, it has a picture of a WoW token.
Pretty much, because this also comes with a month of WoW. So I guess
what
technically
is
it's
the WoW
NPCs.
Hang on.
What is the WoW token if
on.
not the personification of a month of World of Warcraft?
As much as I would love to add more NPCs into this list of sexiest, I will debate this is not a WoW token symbol. It's a 30 days of. It's got a big 30 on it. So it could be in the future. Maybe next week.
The audience is booing you. Boo.
My favorite is this random cutout of the headpiece on this like human lady. She's in this little like frame, and I'm like, you don't belong in this picture, baby. Get out of here. I'll send it in host chat for you. Look at her little cutout, her little border she has.
Yeah, she seems really out of place there.
They could not have gotten a smaller, frailer little head for this giant diadem.
Why didn't they just have her standing up with everybody else? Like, the Night Elf guy is wearing the wings, and they didn't focus on the wings. So why didn't you just have...
You know that was like a last minute thing.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, oh, fuck, the diadem. Just pull up her armory real quick.
Anyway, World of Warcraft Dragonflight Collector's Edition Physical. You are our sexiest NPC of the week. Auga.
Oh.
Now it's time to move to our top two. Bottom boot. Medium mooch. We're going to pass it off to Immune first, because he's ready for once.
I am ready. I've been waiting so long to name this my top two of the week, because I'm trying to be more positive, because now every time I'm going to be thinking about this spreadsheet.
Immune said, I'll never have a bad week ever for the rest of my days.
No, I mean, like, the next 50 episodes, I have to be positive to catch up. But anyways, my top two is that we have portals for our push group this is our goal for our Team Mango Sour. We did it. I'm really proud of us. This week was not supposed to necessarily be, last week was not supposed to necessarily be like a really great week to finish it off, but we got like over half of our portals on that last week. This current week with Spiteful, not so cute, but yes, I am very happy, very proud of us, and that is my top two. Slidewhistle, what do you got?
I got myself a big, fat top toot of the week this week.
Toot, toot, toot. Toot, toot.
Tooty toot. My top toot of the week is how much fucking gold your boy is rolling in. You thought I was rich last week? I am supremely rich this week. I have been religiously doing my callings. My mission tables are running on 7 characters. This one doesn't really count, but WoW tokens have hit their all-time peak in the past 7 months. They were selling for 247K. Did I buy one? Yeah, I bought one.
I don't think that's a good investment, though.
Wrong. They previously, before this week, it's because Shadowlands. They're only gonna because of Dragonflight. They're only gonna be boosted right now because people are liquidating their gold and they're turning it into BNet currency so they can get Dragonflight with their WoW gold. The price last week was 130K. It jumped more than 100K in gold. Like, I was like, I got paid. There's absolutely no reason for me not to buy this right now. Like, it's such a fucking profit margin. And now the prices are already dropping like 300K. I'm sorry, 30K, not 300K.
I was like, oh my god, they're paying you to get it now.
I completely misunderstood what you were saying. I thought that you bought one with your WoW gold. You're saying that you bought one with real life money for WoW gold.
I paid $20 to get the most gold I probably am going to be getting from WoW token until Dragonflight drops. I think this is the only period that I could have done it in.
You know what, like, smart people could do then? They could, like, do what you just did now, buy a few of them, wait for the price to go down, use that WoW gold to then turn it into Blizzard balance and get like a really cheap physical copy of the collector's edition or whatever.
Is this cryptocurrency? Is this essentially just you guys are doing crypto now?
Okay, this sounds, what he said sounds so right. However, I do think there's a reason you can't do that. There's something you can't, either you can't sell a token that you just bought, or there's some reason you can't do that. Otherwise, they'd be broke as fuck because everyone would be doing it.
Yeah, because I know Persephone right now in our guild is getting a bunch of gold in game so that she can buy the physical copy of it with in-game gold. That's her current goal that she's trying to do. So maybe you're right that like they already have a failsafe in to stop that from happening, or else I feel like what I just said would be what everyone did.
I think there's something, but I couldn't tell you what it is. But like I'm literally going to offset that gold. I offset it. I bought it with money. I'm going to just make more gold. The callings are so lucrative, and I said this last week. I'll say it again. Do your callings. At least just wait. It's a Devil Bastion week. I was able to just do them all on 7 characters like that. I'm like it's like what, 30K for an hour? I guess. Is that worth it? Yes it is. Because I do it at work on the clock. What about you, Aaron? What's your top toot, bottom boot, medium moot?
Well, I'd love to follow the crowd and have a toot for a triple toot here. But alas, I did have a lot of adventures that led to a medium moot.
Dude, no, it's your 26 medium moot. Now you have more medium moots than bottom boots.
You know, that's how it is. I just feel like that's this wondrous game. It just makes me feel meh. But I'll start with the top toot portion. In time walking for Kata, got, and I don't know his Christian name, but I got the Stone Drake from the Stone Core boss, the dragon in there, which apparently has a 0.69% drop rate. Slide assures me it is one of the lowest in the game.
A man offered you to suck your dick for that amount.
Yep. Yeah, he did. And I don't know how legitimate it could have been. I was this close to giving him my address, but I decided to keep it. But then also, immediately after that, I crafted some random deer in Zereth Mortis, and together they were my 300th mount, so I got the big green flying firebird guy. Which was pretty neat. Now to the bottom boot. I was doing this on Booty ATW, and I was running callings and such, and I was like, I got a level 207 two-hand. Sigh, I said aloud. I wish I could use this, but it's a lower eye level than my other one-hander sword. Let me compare the stats and see what it was. It was infinitely better. I had been tricking myself for months, thinking eye level is what it's all about, when I realized a two-hander will always be better than a one-hander, so I have probably spent the last 7 months on Booty ATW severely gimped.
You were playing Booty with two... Wait, she's a Fury Warrior.
And
you were playing with two one-handers with Titan's Grip?
No, one two-hander, one-hander, because those were the highest eye levels I had, and all my abilities still worked, so I thought it was fine, but I compared my 239 one-hander with a 207 two-hander today, and it was like double digits better.
Okay, I got it. I thought you were using two one-handers as Fury, and I was like, oh man.
I have done that.
But having one two-hander is better.
So I was doing damage, but like I compared it, and it was like, yeah, if you put on this baby sword, this literal level 207 sword, you will increase your strength and stamina by like 98.
Yeah, Titan's Grip is pretty ridiculous. It just basically makes one-handers obsolete, which is kind of a weird design mechanism. You know what I mean?
If you're Fury, I would have coded in a thing where it's like, no, actually don't do that. Like you'll ruin yourself by putting a small sword on. Just put big ones.
Y'all are speaking like a different language right now to me. I have no idea what y'all talking about.
Imagine you were using a wand with no offhand.
Okay.
Does that help at all?
Yeah, that's essentially what it was. The use of the one-handed sword comparatively was like having nothing. Like I could do moves, but it was giving me so little statistics, and now I'll get a lot more. So maybe people will stop being rude to me in the mythics.
Oh yeah, how's that been going?
I did have one guy call me out, but it wasn't mean. It was just like, can you feasibly do that the way you have things?
What does he
and I was
mean?
like,
What do you mean?
he was like, "You're Fury. Can you do 1-on-1?" And I was like, I think.
Oh, so he was.
And he was like, "Okay."
Did he plant the seed in your mind that was like, "Can I do 1-on-1?"
Yeah, yeah. I was like, "Well, I don't like. All my abilities still work. Can I?" And that's why I checked, and I found out I was a fool.
So this man is secretly an undercover hero in our story.
This is how to save a life.
Yes, he was. He was a big, beautiful Tauren protection tank. Halfway through the dungeon, he turned into a weird-looking troll. I don't know which was his real form, what was a toy, but thank you, Tauren Troll Man.
A real homie out there.
Speaking of the homies, let's recognize our $5 a month patrons. We're talking about the newly commissioned Commander Sergeant Major Chajurla, chaotic bifactional. Fourth host of the podcast, Jumonkey. Ahoy Vince, a.k.a. Nathanos, killed himself to see Sylvanas and she won't even pick up the phone. Inslink/Drag Race. Crucifix. Saracen Hawk. Joe No Nips Dorno. Gershom, the Grill Master. Tss. Hoax, asking Growlina to say, "For the Horde." Vanderlyle, who asks, "What the fuck, Richard?" And Will, a.k.a. Tyre, Trade Chat's fallen father.
And with that, we're out of here. If you have any comments, questions, complaints, send us an email at donotrelenttpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter at donotrelenttpod. What about you guys? Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me, Alex or Immunization, on Twitter at NewEraAlex. You can follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at thebigacheesy on Twitter.com, read the show's literary musings at donotrelent.livejournal.com, and watch me play videograms at twitch.tv/AaronDNR.
See you guys next week. Remind me to tell my Fireball's Mythic Keystone story. I'm gonna forget. I'm counting on you guys to remind me, because I won't.
We know you guys are receptive to missions. This is your new one. Just remind us at some point.
Oh god, I'm gonna forget. Okay, see you guys next week, and remember,
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.